Hey, I'm Seth, and I'll unbox pretty much anything, and today I'm unboxing Amazon's budget-friendly WYZE security cameras. As with every video on this channel, I've left affiliate links in the description below if you would like to grab or check out any of the products that we talk about in today's video. As I mentioned, these are the WYZE Wi-Fi indoor security cameras, and they're both pretty budget models. This is the WYZE Cam, and this is the WYZE Cam Pan. I was gonna say that name kind of sucks, but to be honest, it's straight to the point, so I can't give them crap for that. You can pick up the standard WYZE Cam on Amazon through the link in the description below for a retail price of $25.98, and you can grab the WYZE Cam Pan, which in my personal opinion, I think is slightly better value for a retail price of $37.98. I'll get more into why I like the WYZE Cam Pan a little bit better later on in the video, but I have actually owned these cameras, or a couple of these cameras, around my house for like 6 months at this point. I absolutely love them. To be honest, I'm usually kind of paranoid about having smart things in my house and things that listen to you. So what I did is just bought a bunch of cameras to put in my house because I thought that would be less invasive. So. No, but the way that I use these is I actually have these sitting in my windows pointing outside the house, and then if I ever leave to go on a trip or something like that, I turn them towards like the front doors and things like that, just so I can see if maybe the mailman's coming to the door or if someone broke in, like get a nice shot of their face or whatever the case may be. But it's kind of just a cheap way of having a relatively decent security system. So without any further ado, let's jump right into these cameras and start cutting them open with a knife. If I can find one. This is ridiculous. I have 2 YouTube channels and no unboxing knives. Where did they all go? We're just gonna get basic with a pair of scissors. It's fine, it's whatever. I'll eventually buy a knife. I've said that for years too. I never have. So this is the standard WYZE Cam. This is just a sort of one direction, non-moving camera. Let me see if I can pull it out. There we go. Comes in this little case like this. Kind of cute, kind of nice. And then it's inside this sort of semi-translucent plastic. Let's pull this off. I'm describing it like how I describe shoes in my other channel. This is ridiculous. So this is the WYZE Cam. One cool feature about it is that it actually kind of can stand up on its own like that. It's got a stand that extends out from the bottom. The cool thing about this stand is that you can actually twist it or turn it or, you know, kind of angle it however you want, which I think is really nice. The one downside is that there's no motor inside this, so you kind of have to leave it. Well, you kind of have to set it in a certain way and then just leave it. It can't move on its own, which I guess in some ways is a good thing, but if you're away from the house and you want to kind of get a peek at what's going on over there and the camera's faced this way, you're kind of out of luck unless you have another camera somewhere else. But, you know, it is kind of nice. It's got a pretty wide field of view. I believe it's, let me check. Okay, so even Amazon's website fails to tell you what the field of view is on this camera, but I can tell you from personal experience, it's decent, and I'll show you guys a little bit later on in the video. But it's a pretty solid little camera, and for 26 bucks, it's not bad. You get a lot of features. It's got great night vision. It's got sound recording. I believe this one also has a micro SD card slot. So if you decide that you want to record for a certain period of time, or say, you know, there's a notification because it senses someone coming into a room and you want to record it for longer than, I think it's like the 5 to 10 second period that it automatically records onto the cloud, you can do that. On the back of the camera, you've got a standard USB port and also a micro USB port. The micro USB port is for powering the camera, which is obviously necessary. And so what I do personally is when I'm not using these, I actually unplug them. One is to actually extend the life of the camera because they do kind of get a little warm if they've been going for too long, like a couple days. And 2, because they stream over the internet, both audio and video. And when I don't need these to actually be checking on anything, I just don't want them streaming at all because I don't want there to be any chance of someone like getting into basically my house. So I usually unplug the ones that are facing towards the interior of the house unless I'm not at home because I just don't feel like it's necessary because I'm at home. Let's see what else we get inside the box. We get a quick start guide that tells you how to sync up the WYZE Cam with the WYZE app, which you have to download on your phone. And then you've also got a box. So inside this little tiny box, you've got the wall wart, you've got some silica gel packets for some reason, and you've got the USB cable, and then also a magnet, which actually allows you to set up the camera on like a metal surface, so you can actually stick it onto something like that, which I think is pretty cool. Is there anything metal I can stick this on? Maybe the mic stand? Okay, that didn't work. Oh! So this isn't actually supposed to stick onto anything metal. It's supposed to magnetize to the bottom of the WYZE Cam, and then you're supposed to stick this 3M sticker on the bottom of this, and then stick that to things. That makes more sense. So you have a couple different mounting options if you want. Nice to have, definitely. One of my favorite things about this stand, though, is that you can actually just kind of completely close it down, and it just looks like a little cute cube. You can kind of just stack them if you wanted to and create a really creepy block tower. A couple of the features that are mentioned on the box that I forgot to mention are 1080p full HD video, night vision, which I did actually mention, two-way audio, so if someone's in your room and you get a notification that someone's in there, you can actually chat to them and say, "Get out of here, bro," or whatever you want to say. Motion and sound detection, which is actually pretty useful. And then free rolling 14-day cloud storage, which is very useful, especially when you have the motion and sound detection on. But that's pretty much it for the standard WYZE Cam. This is technically the WYZE Cam V2. I didn't even know there's a V1, but this is sort of the cheap mini guy if you just kind of want a single purpose, you know, pointing in one direction camera. It works great. But now moving on to the more capable WYZE Cam Pan. Now it is a little bit more expensive. It's $37 or $38 instead of the $26 of the standard WYZE Cam, but it's only like really a $12 difference. Is that math right? Yes, it is. Thank God. For the extra $12, you do get a couple extra features over this camera. It also has the standard features that this camera has. The first extra feature is a 120-degree wide-angle lens. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the same lens on this camera, but I'm not 100% sure. You've also got a 360-degree and 93-degree pan and tilt range. You've got a 120-degree quick rotation speed. And then you've also got 6 IR LEDs for night vision, so that's kind of cool. Those are the only extra features that they call out on the box, so let's pop this guy open and see how different it looks. It's obviously bigger because the box is bigger. I'm acting like I haven't seen this before. I have one of these. I know exactly what it looks like. Okay, so inside the box, you've got the, I guess, startup kit right here. This has the WYZE Cam Pan Quick Start Guide. And then you've also got what I'm assuming is the power cable and the wall wart. Yep. And silica packets, of course, necessary. And then, of course, the camera itself. So here it is, the WYZE Cam Pan, next to the standard WYZE Cam. Now, like I said, there are a couple features that I like about this better. I actually have an SD card in my WYZE Cam Pan because I like to be able to sort of survey the front and backyard and know what's going on, especially when a UPS man comes or FedEx man comes. If I'm not at home, it's nice to know when a package was actually delivered versus when they say that it was delivered. So this is a nice feature to have. Setup for these two cameras is very, very easy. You just download the WYZE Camera app, and then I believe you scan the barcode on the back of the camera, and it syncs up automatically. So now what I'm gonna do is actually set up these two cameras and show you how they look. So I've got both of these cameras set up and hooked up to the Wi-Fi. First, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like to look out of the standard WYZE Cam. So let me just connect to it really quickly. Kind of nice. It's not the best video quality in the world, to be honest, but it's not terrible. And I can show you guys how it is to kind of set up like this. You can kind of turn it however you want. It's fine. It has two-way audio, like I said. Not bad. Also, you guys are kind of getting a nice behind the scenes look at my studio, which is just a tiny bedroom that's basically the size of a closet. And now let me switch over to the WYZE Cam Pan and show you guys how this looks. So this camera you can actually pan using just your finger, kind of swiping back and forth like this. You can actually go pretty far up, like you can almost see the mic above me. And then I can swipe down and show you guys the table. It's super interesting. There you go. But that sort of gives you guys an idea of the general range of motion and the field of view that these two cameras give you. I would say that the WYZE Cam Pan, honestly, is probably a better value because you really do get more for the money. For 12 extra bucks, you've got a camera that can pan and tilt, and it's got a much wider field of view. What I do personally is I use the WYZE Cam Pan as the main camera and then use the standard WYZE Cam as sort of auxiliary cameras to sort of fill out the areas that you can't see on this camera. Amazon does offer a couple bundles that bundle both of these cameras together, or two of these cameras, or two of these cameras, or like an outdoor version of this camera. You pretty much have endless choices when it comes to camera combinations or grabbing different versions of these cameras. They give you a lot of different options. The one sort of downside that I found with these cameras is that their motion tracking isn't perfect. They catch a lot of things, but not everything. So what I found is that this won't catch the UPS man when he comes up onto my porch, but it'll catch like cars going by or people walking on the other side of the street, which is super frustrating. I will say though that it is kind of comforting having a security system looking out for your house at all times. So if you're out of the country or you're out of the state and you want to be able to check up on your house to make sure it's still in the same condition, it hasn't burned down or someone hasn't robbed it, you can definitely do that with these, and these offer a very affordable way of doing that. Amazon's WYZE cameras definitely aren't the highest end cameras in the world, but for the price point, they're pretty great. And if you don't mind having cameras that, you know, can watch you and listen to you at all times in your house, then definitely worth checking out. Seriously though, when you're not using them, unplug them, because you never know who's watching. It's better to just kind of keep things unplugged just in case. I realize that's super ironic to say when I'm a YouTuber and I put myself out there on the internet every single day on multiple channels, but it's important to maintain some level of privacy and not let everyone into every single portion of your life. You've got to have some times where you can kind of just let loose and wear your underwear around the house or whatever you do. I don't know what you do. If you would like to check out the pretty affordable WYZE camera system and give yourself a sort of nice little layer of security around your house, make sure to click the link in the description below. But now I would love to know your thoughts on the Amazon WYZE cameras and whether you'd grab them for yourself, so let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.